In today's video, we'll be exploring OANDA's order book, which allows traders to track the positioning, both open and pending, for their clientele, which is a fascinating tool which allows you to get a pretty good read on market sentiment. So in this video, what we'll be discussing is the orders, position, all the different options that you can use when using the OANDA order book tool. And then what I'll do in this video is also show you how you can access this as an OANDA client. So let's jump right into it. The first thing you can see here is I've selected the Australian dollar, but when I hover over this and select, you can see I have many different options. I could select the Euro US dollar, for example, and you can see what will happen is it populates some data here, which we'll get into what this data means in just a second. You have the option to go non-cumulative or net, and what we can see here is that you can select three options: all, orders, or positions. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but what you can see here is when I've selected all, I can see open orders and open positions. Now, what's the difference between these two things? Open orders are what they sound like. They are orders to potentially enter a trade, and we can actually see them clustering around certain areas, which is a fascinating little resource here for us. And then open positions are also pretty obvious as well, right? It is actual open positions on a selected currency pair. Now, like I said, you can select for whatever you'd like, but we're going to stick to, for now, the Euro US dollar as our example. So let's just filter first at orders. What this is telling you, and this is pretty fascinating, is that there are, you can see in blue here and in gray here, the gray is sell orders and the blue is buy orders. So what you're seeing is that easy way to read this is there is a cluster of buy orders down here around the price, which is 1.078 on the Euro US dollar. So we can see there is a cluster of orders to buy the market in that area, according to this book. Conversely, we can see there are sell orders or sell limits right above the current price. We have our current price right here looking left. So we currently are here as of 7 minutes ago at the time of recording this. And what we can see is that there are orders to sell above price and there are orders to buy below price. And what's interesting about this is that you can actually see typically that's the most popular way for people to enter positions is they use buy limits. So if price comes down, they're going to get filled, and sell limits. So if price goes up, they're going to get filled. Noticeably, you can also see, however, that there are sell orders below current price and buy orders above current price. These would be, of course, buy stops or sell stops. So next up, we can select the positions tab, and you can see this is where things get really interesting. Now with the positions tab, we can actually see open positions according to the book here. So what we can see is that, of course, again, the blue represents long positions and the gray represents short positions. So the Euro US dollar, which we have still selected here as of 9 minutes ago, this is kind of up to the minute what we can see here. We have a big cluster of long positions just above current price, and we have a big chunk of sell positions here just below current price. Now these are open positions. You can see what's also interesting as we go further in both directions, you can see there are some long positions that are clustered around up here at 1.2180, and then you have some sell positions at lower prices as well. So this is interesting for tracking kind of the net sentiment of the market, where you can see, again, there's a lot of bullishness here around current prices, but then there's also people in sell positions lower. And this can be useful for traders for spotting extreme sentiment reads or just a general feel for how most orders on the book are laying. A quick way of reading this here in a summarized view would be basically it seems like there's a lot of sell positions that are now in the negative on this, right? Because of course price, the green line, has moved higher. And then on the buy side, it does seem like there's a little bit of some bullishness that took place, some orders that were filled, right? So these are open positions up at this 1.2250 level. We could take a look at another currency pair for an example. Let's take a look at GBP JPY. This is the British pound versus the Japanese yen. And you can see an interesting story here as well. You can actually see this one is way more skewed towards open positions on the long side. Now, another cool feature is that we have a technical chart here at the bottom of the screen to get an idea of how things have been moving in recent times. And this slide bar at the bottom will allow you to adjust the time horizon that you're looking at. You can either make it a larger look back period or a smaller one. And the list of currency pairs that they have here is pretty extensive. You have both the majors, minors, and even exotic currency pairs listed in here. For example, here's USD ZAR, which is the dollar against the South African rand. And you can see while this one is a little bit less traded, there's still some interesting information here. Here's one more example using the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. And what we can see here is that there is a pretty clear distinction, a lot of sell orders out there below current price currently, and then a smaller amount, but still plenty of buy positions open above current price. OANDA's order book can be a wonderful tool for gauging market sentiment and looking for possible opportunities in the market. And I highly encourage, if you do have an OANDA account, to check them out. And if you do not already, consider checking them out on their website, OANDA. Thanks for checking out the tool with me, and we'll see you next time.